Dear ladies and gentlemen, I'm very delighted to be here with you today at the second edition of the MENA Energy Met Virtual Summit. It's also my pleasure to take this opportunity to share with you the Moroccan achievements in the field of renewable energy and also what are our new objectives by 2030 in the same field. So in order to do so, let me share with you a presentation. Here we go. So I hope you can see the presentation now. Just I would like to remind that the Moroccan strategy around renewable energy was launched in 2010. And basically, it was because Morocco was 98% dependent on its import of energy. So it was crucial and very important to secure our development by providing an alternative in terms of energy. And the alternative that was then proposed and launched is to develop renewable energy and to raise up our the renewable energy share in our electrical mix to 42% by 2020. So I'm happy to tell you that this strategy was a success and it helped to accelerate a dynamic around renewable energy, a social economical and industrial dynamic that supported the development of renewable energy in Morocco. So today we have more than 4,000 megawatts of renewable energy that is under operation. 711 megawatts are based on solar energy, and I will present to you more in detail the famous Norwazazat complex that is the biggest multi-technological solar complex in the world. We have also over 1,770 megawatts of hydropower that is under operation. And we have developed more than 1,400 megawatts of wind energy. So regarding the Norwazazat solar complex, it's formed by four main solar power plants. The first one is NOR1, that is using the CSP parabolic trough technology with a capacity installed of 150 megawatts and a capacity of storage of 3 hours. In the next project, which is the NOR2, we use the same technology, which is the CSP parabolic trough technology, and we increased both the capacity installed up to 200 megawatts and the storage capacity up to 7 hours. The NOR3 is a very important innovation as it's the biggest CSP tower plant in the world with a capacity installed of 150 megawatts and a storage capacity of 7 hours. The last solar power plant that this complex host is the PV power plant with an installed capacity of 70 megawatts. So globally, as I said, we have more than 4,000 megawatts of renewable energy that is currently under operation in Morocco. And we have the objective to develop more than 4,000 megawatts again by 2030, and this is a minimum because the objective of Morocco is to achieve a minimum of 52% from renewable energy in our electrical mix by 2030. And we can say from now that all the projects, exclusively all the projects that will be developed between now and 2024 will be based on renewable energy technologies is our way to accelerate our energy transition and to accelerate the development of renewable energy facilities. So we are targeting by 2030 a minimum of 2,680 megawatts of solar energy, a minimum of 1,300 megawatts of wind, and a minimum of 350 megawatts of hydro. These are the projects that are already identified, and additional projects will come, of course, in order to increase the capacities that are targeted by 2030. And because we believe that another way also to increase the share of renewable energy in our electrical mix is to enhance the trade of electricity with the neighboring countries and to integrate the renewable energy markets between Morocco and the neighboring countries. And this is why in 2016, on the site of the COP22 held in Marrakesh, 5 countries, which are Morocco, France, Germany, Spain, and Portugal, decided to launch a very important initiative, which is the SET roadmap. It stands for Sustainable Electricity Trade Roadmap. And the SET roadmap aims to integrate the renewable energy markets between these 5 countries in order to facilitate the increase of the share of the renewable energy in the electrical mix of all these 5 countries. So after the launch of this initiative, thanks to the support of the World Bank, many studies have been led. They all showed that all these 5 countries will benefit a lot from the integration of the new renewable energy markets. And this is why in December 2018 at Brussels, at the European Union, a new declaration was signed between these 5 countries who commit to integrate the first market, which is the green cross-border corporate PPAs between these 5 countries. And I'm happy to tell you that all the agreements are today finalized, and in the very next weeks, the 5 countries could sign and will sign this agreement that puts the legal framework to facilitate and accelerate the development of renewable energy facilities in the 5 countries. In other terms, it means that a private developer in France, for example, could develop a renewable energy facility in France and sell the electricity to a high voltage developer in Morocco. At the same time, a private developer in Morocco could be able to develop a renewable energy facility, power plant, and to sell all the electricity produced through the electrical network and the links between Morocco and Europe to high voltage off-taker in Portugal, Spain, France, Germany, and so. So it's a very structuring and important project that could give another impulse and another dynamic to the development of renewable energy between these 5 countries. Another commitment of Morocco and Mazen during the last decade is to take our responsibility in terms of supporting the southern countries to accelerate their will to accelerate the development of renewable energy in their countries. And we have developed more than 20 bilateral cooperations, most of them with African countries, in order to support these African countries to accelerate this dynamic. And this bilateral cooperation could take several forms. It could be just a know-how exchange. It's also the capacity reinforcement. In some countries, we provided and we are providing technical assistance in order with also the spirit of exchanging, of transferring our know-how. So in some countries like Rwanda, we have accompanied to structure and to better negotiate the Nyabarongo 2, which is the biggest hydropower plant in Rwanda. In other countries, like in Zambia, we are committed in terms of co-development and investment, and we are currently developing with the local utility, which is ZESCO, a program of 450 megawatts of renewable energy based on solar, wind, and hydro technologies. And so we are today very committed in developing bilateral cooperations with African countries in order to transfer our know-how and to assist them in developing the renewable energy facilities. And because there is another level that is very important to us, which is the multilateral level, we are also committed in the frame of international institutions, organizations, and with international institutions and GIFIs to support the acceleration of renewable energy development. So the first initiative that is very important and that we have co-launched with Ethiopia on the side of the United Nations General Assembly in 2019 at New York, we have launched an initiative that is called CSEA, that stands for Sustainable Energy Access, Coalition for Sustainable Energy Access for LDCs and ODCs. And the objective is really to help and to facilitate all the Southern countries to accelerate their will to develop renewable energy by coordinating between them and the existing institutions like ARENA, like EC4all, like IEA, who could provide technical assistance and who could support these countries in developing renewable energy facilities. We have also the objective to create a link with GIFIs and financial institutions in order to, or investors, in order to help them to make this project more bankable very quickly and to accelerate their development. Another initiative that Mazen is associated to is the Desert to Power initiative. Desert to Power is an initiative that is sponsored and launched by the African Development Bank, and that targets to develop 10 gigawatts of solar energy in the 11 Sahel countries by 2030. And Mazen was chosen in order to chair the steering committee of this initiative and is also considered as the main technical arm of this initiative to support the countries to develop their renewable energy national roadmap. So today we have finalized all the national roadmaps and the regional roadmaps, and the first projects will be developed or financed in the next month. The last initiative that I wanted to share with you today is the initiative that Mazen has launched with ISDB, the Islamic Development Bank, and that aims to support the countries that are the African countries that are member of the Islamic Development Bank. So to support them to accelerate the development of renewable energy technologies again. And I'm happy to tell you that the first countries that will be part of this initiative are the Niger and Djibouti, and we will very soon launch also the development of 3 solar projects in this country, meaning that we will assist these countries to lead all the studies around this project, to structure in the financial, technical, and legal aspects the projects, and to launch all the international tenders that will permit to attract uh, international developers that will come to invest and develop this renewable energy facility. So today we see that either in the field of producing electricity from renewable energy, Morocco is still very committed in the development of renewable energy facilities, either for the national needs and also abroad Morocco by supporting at the bilateral and multilateral level many African countries to accelerate and to be part of the same wave and same dynamic and to accelerate the development of their renewable energy projects. We are also committed in developing new applications around renewable energy. And the main one is the production of green hydrogen and green molecules. So all the studies that have been led by international institutions like ARENA, like ECIPORO, like IEA, like the World Energy Council, are showing that Morocco is one of the 6 countries of the world with the highest potential in terms of producing green hydrogen and green molecules, but not also with the only with the highest potential, but Morocco is one of the 4 countries that could produce this green hydrogen with the lowest price. And thanks to the fact our geographical position, we could be able to export a part of these green molecules to markets of consumptions like Europe with a very competitive price in terms of storage and transportation, which represents a big share of the final price of the hydrogen kilogram at the port of the consumption. So the target today and all the studies are showing that Morocco could capture at least, depending on the studies, between 4% and 8% of the worldwide market regarding the green molecules and the green hydrogen. So this is why Morocco has mobilized all the stakeholders that could contribute to creating this dynamic and to accelerating the development and our positionings regarding the green hydrogen by creating a National Hydrogen Commission, whose mission is to direct and to follow up on the realization of all the studies in the field of green hydrogen, as well as to examine the implementation of the National Green Energy Roadmap and to follow also the implementation on the projects on the ground that could appear. So in order to do so, thanks to this commission, Morocco has launched many initiatives in the frame of this trend around the green hydrogen. So we have launched, for example, some reference projects. We have launched some reference projects. Mazen is committed to develop a project of around 100 megawatts of electrolyzer capacity here in Morocco. We are leading many studies also with international partners like the World Bank around the green hydrogen. So the objective is to create a project at scale, because today everybody agrees that the technology to produce green hydrogen is mature. So what we need in order to lower the prices and to create a very great dynamic is to develop projects at scale. And this is why Morocco is committed through Mazen and other institutions also to develop one reference project with, as I said, a capacity of electrolyzer around 100 megawatts in order to initiate this dynamic and to position Morocco as a hub or a country that could host a big share of the green hydrogen production in the world or in the region. We have also developed many bilateral cooperations, like with Portugal, to put together our strengths and to create synergies in the field of this green hydrogen. And we see that there are today many big developer or investors from Portugal that are exploring the production of green hydrogen in Morocco. We are doing the same with the other European partners. But we are also, because we believe that if we would like to be at the forefront of the green hydrogen technology, we need to further develop our capacities in terms of R&D and innovation. And this is why we have many R&D platforms that are focusing on the green hydrogen and the green molecules. One of them is our platform in Ouarzazate with a superficie of 200 hectares that is also developing showcase technologies around the green hydrogen. And last but not least, to facilitate the contributions and the synergies between the private sector and the public sector, and to create a global dynamic about green hydrogen, Morocco has launched a green hydrogen cluster that is gathering all these forces and all the stakeholders in a same platform. And I was nominated as the co-president of the International Commission within this cluster, and we hope that we could accelerate the delivery of very good insights that could facilitate and accelerate again the development of this technology here in Morocco. So thank you for your listening. Thank you very much. I hope that all the insights and information that I have shared with you are interesting for a better understanding on what Morocco is doing in the field of renewable energy, either for the production of electricity and the production for green molecule. And I look forward to meet you physically in person on in another event once this very difficult context will be behind us. Thank you again for your listening and see you soon. Bye.